Have you ever felt like time was slipping through your fingers, even though every day felt busy? Have you ever promised yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," only to wake up and say it again? This is a story about that feeling. Once upon a time, in a dusty town surrounded by open fields and quiet roads, there lived a man named Elias. Elias was not poor. He was not lazy. And he was not unhappy. But he was always waiting. Waiting for the right time. Waiting for the right feeling. Waiting for the day when everything would finally make sense. Elias had dreams, many of them. He wanted to write a book. He wanted to learn a trade with his hands. He wanted to travel beyond the hills and see the world. But most of all, Elias wanted to feel that his life meant something. One morning, while cleaning his small storage room, Elias found an old, thick rope. It was rough, heavy, and longer than he expected. No one knew where it came from. Perhaps it belonged to his father. Perhaps it had been there longer than Elias himself. He pulled the rope out into the sunlight and stared at it. An idea came to him. Elias sat down, took a small knife, and cut the rope into pieces. Not small pieces, long ones. Each piece represented 1 year of a man's life. He counted carefully. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 70. Then he tied all the pieces back together, knot by knot, into one long rope again. Elias smiled. "This," he said to himself, "is my life." From that day on, Elias began a strange habit. At the end of every year, on his birthday, he would tie a tight knot in the rope. Each knot marked another year lived. He hung the rope on the wall of his room, where he could see it every morning. At first, the knots were few. The rope was long. Life felt endless. When Elias was young, people admired him. "He has so much potential," they said. "He can do anything." And Elias believed them. Whenever he talked about his plans, people listened. "I'm going to write a book someday," Elias would say. "I have so many ideas." People nodded. They smiled. They encouraged him. "That's wonderful," they said. "You'll do great things." Elias felt warm inside. Another year passed. Another knot. Sometimes Elias bought notebooks for his book. He wrote the first page again and again. He imagined interviews, praise, success. But when it came time to sit quietly and write, he felt tired. "There's time," he told himself. "I'll start when I feel ready." Another year passed. Another knot. Elias talked about learning carpentry. He admired wooden tables and chairs. He watched craftsmen work and imagined himself among them. One day, he even bought tools. But learning was slow. Mistakes were frustrating. And no one was there to praise him while he struggled. So he stopped. "There's time," he told himself again. "I'll come back to it later." Another year passed. Another knot. Slowly, the rope began to change. It was still long, but not as long as before. Elias noticed it, but he didn't dwell on it. Life was busy. Days were full. There were responsibilities, distractions, small pleasures. Years turned into decades. The rope on the wall grew heavier with knots. One evening, after his 40th birthday, Elias stood quietly in his room. He ran his fingers along the rope. So many knots. Each one a year. Each one a promise delayed. For the first time, he felt a tightness in his chest. Still, he said nothing. Then one autumn afternoon, a traveler arrived in town. The man was old, with dust on his clothes and calm in his eyes. He carried no heavy bags, only a walking stick. People noticed him not because he was loud, but because he was still. Elias met the traveler near the town well. They spoke of small things at first, weather, roads, simple stories. The traveler listened more than he spoke. Finally, the traveler asked, "What do you do with your days?" Elias hesitated. "A plan," he said. "I have many ideas." The traveler smiled gently. "And what do you do with your years?" The question landed heavily. Elias invited the traveler to his home that evening. Inside the room, the traveler noticed the rope immediately. "What is that?" he asked. Elias explained everything: the knots, the years, the meaning. The traveler walked closer and touched the rope. "How old are you?" he asked. 42, Elias replied. The traveler nodded. Then he said something unexpected. "Take the rope down." Elias did. "Now," the traveler continued, "show me where your real work began." Elias frowned. "I don't understand." The traveler pointed at the rope. "Point to the knot where you stopped preparing and started doing." Elias opened his mouth, then closed it. He stared at the rope. His fingers moved, then stopped. There was no knot like that. Only years. Only waiting. Silence filled the room. The traveler reached into his coat and pulled out a small blade. "May I?" he asked. Elias nodded slowly. The traveler cut the rope. Not in the middle. Not at the end. He cut a short piece near the beginning. "This," the traveler said softly, "is the part of your life you truly lived." Elias felt his throat tighten. "The rest," the traveler continued, "is time you believed you owned." "But I was busy," Elias whispered. "I had plans." The traveler met his eyes. "Plans are not footprints," he said. "They leave no mark." That night, Elias did not sleep. The rope lay on the floor. For the first time, Elias saw it not as time remaining, but as time already spent. In the morning, the traveler was gone. But his words remained. Elias did something he had never done before. He chose one small thing. Not a dream. Not a future identity. Just an action. He took out a blank notebook. And he wrote one page. Only one. No announcement. No promises. No audience. The next day he wrote another page. Some days were hard. Some pages were terrible. But Elias kept writing. He did not tie a knot at the end of the year. He tied a knot at the end of each finished chapter. For the first time, the rope changed differently. It didn't just shorten. It meant something. Years passed. Quiet years. Elias became less interesting to talk to. He spoke less about the future, more about the work in front of him. One day, someone noticed the rope was gone from the wall. "What happened to it?" they asked. Elias smiled. "I stopped counting years," he said. "I started counting days that mattered." When Elias finally finished his book, he did not announce it. He simply placed it on the table. And for the first time in his life, time felt full. Now ask yourself, how long is your rope? How many knots are already tied? And more importantly, where would you cut it today? Because time does not move faster when you're ready. It only moves. So before you plan again, before you speak again, before you wait for the perfect moment, do something small. Tie your knot after the work, not before. If this story made you pause, it's because part of your rope moved too. And that means it's not too late. Please, like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us to grow.